What is up, everybody? We are back with episode 12. 12. 12. Anyway, uh, so we kick it right off is we have the intros. Carlos with the cold open jokes, man. The Evangeline jokes that Carlos is one cold blooded person. Anyway, uh Katie still is still here in the recording, so that means she's not going anywhere. She just because a character died doesn't mean she is leaving or anything like that. Me on the other hand, I hate losing I hate losing my characters. This one time I was in the campaign, my character died, and I was like, I don't even want to play no more. Like, I don't put too much time and effort into this character, and I just become uninterested because I get so emotionally attached to those characters. It's so hard to just be like, they died. Oh, now I got to make a new one. But, everybody's a professional. Everybody learns to move on and do other things. But anyway, we pick up right at the episode. They were in the middle of this beholder battle. They were fighting all these beholders and whatnot. And when we left off, Spunk was about to get blasted with this disintegration beam. Um, Spunk is able to dodge the beam from the beholder. Pickles is up next, and she punches the last beholder. Mirage casts blindness, deafness. He does a really good job of doing like artificer level descriptions of his spells. He does a really good job. Like I like the way of his art, his alternate spells, like mechanically or like he just doesn't use magic, so he does a really good job of doing that. Spunk is up and he heals everybody. He comes through as a clutch healer. He heals everybody in the party. Everybody's like real grateful. They're up, they're back. This is always why you need a cleric. You need a cleric of some type because when crap hits the fan, you got a cleric there to put you back up. Now, you run out of spells, then there's just nothing we can do for you. But you run out of hit points, we there for you. We there. Back to Ambrose. High roller Ambrose. He's very emotional. He basically unloads all his ammo into this one beholder. He's doing a real good job of being emotional in this moment and still fighting. Varric jumps around the battlefield and he casts dissonant whispers. The last beholder turns and tries to break out of the dissonant whisper that Varric casts. Sucks because he's right. He's the next turn, so any debuff he puts on the beholder is just not gonna stick. Pickles goes back to what she knows best and punching somebody in the face. Mirage, he casts a spell and that misses, fizzles out. Spunk pulls out a tiny crossbow. Like he got tiny grung crossbow and he just he takes a couple of shots. He's now on the offensive. Ambrose he shoots but he misses. First time for everything, right? Varric attacks and adds psychic blades. He is one of those psychic blade bards. The beholder is blinded by something Varric did, I want to say. Pickles is too far away, so she just moves closer, and that was her turn. Mirage uses magic missiles, and I want to say those hit. But Spunk's turn again, and he attacks with his tiny crossbows. Pew, pew. He uses Martha to do the finishing blow on this beholder, this undead beholder. So they successfully kill all three of the beholders. Very hard fight. Congratulations. If I was a DM, you guys would level up here because that was very, very unlikely that you guys were going to come out of it alive. Immediately, Ambrose runs to go find Evangeline's body. But there's nothing left. It's just dust. He finds the dust. Ferric Ferric goes to the body and he takes some jewelry from Evangeline and he puts it on his antlers. Then you kind of have that moment of like all the jewelry in Ferric's antlers is from dead people. Ferric takes the jewelry from dead people. Ambrose scoops up a jar of Evangeline. He just gets a jar and he just kind of get in there. So he just has a jar of Evangeline's ashes now. Back to the tunnels, and they haven't even fought the crocodile yet. They're about to pursue the thing about this tunnels that we knew was there was a crocodile in here that everybody was scared of, and they haven't even fought that, and they've already lost one person. This is not going well. They proceed on through the tunnels. Ferric finds some bodies and he loots them and he puts some more jewelry on his head. Ferric is always going to respect the dead. He when they found this body, they like he sings his grave songs. He's gonna loot the bodies. Ferric is very thorough in his process, I will say. They proceed through the sewers. They find a door. I'm skipping a couple of little like scenes. But they find a door, and on the other side of the door they find more rooms, of course, but they find what seems like to be, I think there was two doors, and they find like a path to a torture chamber, then a path to an armory, and they decide to go check out the armory first, and everybody kind of gears up and finds new things and all that. Then they go back. Sorry. Then they go back and try to go through the torture chamber. Somewhere along the line, they find like that these. No, in the torture chamber, Ferric loots some more bodies. At this point, they find out that they're under the castle somewhere. So they're somewhere under the castle that not no longer like just in the city, but under the castle of Zeus. Somehow, some way, Mirage punch. They decide that they're gonna sneak, and Pickles has to take off all her armor, and she says she's as strong as her armor. So Mirage punches her and nearly hurts his hands. And then in my notes, I have Pickles has abs of steel. Checks out. You find out that the beholder creatures were created by somebody. Somebody created these creatures. They're not like homunculi or anything like that used to be alive. These things were created in a lab, and they died and were brought back. Very unholy abomination, Spunk might say. They move into another room. They find crates in them, and Ferric opens one of the crates, and what he finds in that crate was more ashes of the Crystalborn crumbs. Crystal meth, one might say. And that is where the episode ends, with them finding these Crystalborn dead people. So this episode is pretty good. After the having a PC death, we moved forward a little bit. We found out a little bit about like the creatures that we fought. We found out like where we are in the world. There was no time to mourn the loss. It was just kind of like we still need to keep moving because we don't know what we're encountering. We don't know what we're about to go into. So not really like a lot of closure there. Um, Katie's still around, so I mean that's obvious. Like she's gonna probably make another character. She's gonna make another character. Uh, yeah, I mean it was half combat and half story, so I didn't expect to get far since they were still in combat. But very cut and dry episode. I will this one gets 8 hit dice out of 10. Didn't hate it, didn't like love it. It's not like one of my favorite episodes on the list. So it's they didn't do anything wrong, but they didn't do anything amazing. The best thing if I were to give a MVP award, it would go to Ambrose for his Evangeline acting. So good job, Ambrose. Yeah, I mean that's all I got to say. Thank you guys for listening. Like, subscribe, comment, leave advice, whatever you guys want to see. Bit of a short episode today, but it is what it is. Just remember, you are loved, you are important, and you matter. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.